Right! That was definitely the first take. Sure, yeah. So I've had the Kemper for 1.5 years, 2 years. I've gigged with it. I've gigged without it. I've recorded some demos with it. And I've just recorded a professional album with it. So now I've got a lot more experience with it. People have been asking me how I feel. Time's moved on, but the price is still the same. So this is going to be everything I love and hate about the Kemper. I'm going to be really honest from a professional guitarist's point of view. And that's what we're doing.
Back to this part of the world, hundreds of thousands of people are gathering in London to call for a second referendum on Brexit.
I'm a Time Lord.
We need a third referendum.
I believe the term is person of peanut, and we demand a 4th referendum.
Hey, I don't know. 9th
Keep going. Why didn't you hold me when I was a baby?
Here's my polytune, and I thought it was amazing until I saw the Kemper tuner. So let's turn it on. D sharp, it's my favourite tuning. Let's go a little bit sharp there, and it's telling us now that this is perfectly in tune. So the first position is the tuner, and let's hit that same D sharp. I've not changed it at all. Okay, it's telling me that it's flat, and this is detail that the pedal wasn't picking up on, that the Kemper is. Live, you're probably not going to notice. You might be able to get away with the tuner because just the very nature of a string, as soon as you hit it, it's going to go sharp, or you might be a little bit flat, and you're going to be moving the frets around. And most people haven't got a clue what they're talking about or listening to anyway, so you're going to get away with it. But on a record, the Kemper kicks arse with this tuner, alright? Now the guitar's in tune, let's go to browser. Okay, so we're in tune, let's press monitor. Oh, we've got some tone. Tone. If you're using real gear, tube amps, my favourite by far, but if you are using that, you're going to have the worst experience of your life when you go into a studio for the first time. It sounds amazing. Live, you're going to put a microphone next to it in the studio, and it's going to sound like dog shit. Because your sound isn't your sound, and by that I mean what you're hearing in your head is not actually what's coming out of the speaker. You're going to put a microphone next to it, you're going to get the real sound, and it's soul destroying. The Kemper, you plug in, and that's exactly what's going to come out of the recording when I start recording. Another feature I really like is I can really quickly change the delay and the reverb just by twirling a button. Right, but then I can turn the reverb up. That sounds so much better. And then a little bit of delay. Beautiful. See, when I used to record with real amps and that, I would never be messing with this stuff, and it actually does help it. It helps it sit in the mix better. A dry guitar is always going to sound dry. Now another great thing about the Kemper is it encourages you to use a variety of tones. So if you're recording using a real tube amp, you might have a great sound, but you're going to fall into the trap of using the same sound all the way through. And a rhythm guitar track should sit in the back and be a rhythm guitar track, and a lead guitar track should come in at the right time and be a lead guitar track. You also have the option to record in SPDIF, and that means that you can have one track where it's your tone, and one tone where it's... Some people seem to rave about that. I hate it. I've recorded a few albums now, and I know when I go into the studio and record a guitar solo, I can record it 50 fucking times. And then at the end, I'll go back to the second one and be like, that's the one. And for me, being able to change the tone at a later date is opening a whole can of worms that you can obsess and obsess and obsess over it, and it's just going to sound like garbage anyway. So I'll just find a tone that I like, delay, reverb, whack it on, and done. The effects are amazing. Really, really, really good. I could not reproduce that ballerina tone with my GTA and my amps and all my gear. And expertise, no way. The Kemper does actually a really amazing job with almost all of its effects. The tones, in terms of recording, very happy. It's better than anything I could achieve with an amp. Right, the tones are amazing. They're really thick and bassy, and again, you've got the lead tones, rhythm tones, which is something you might forget, especially if you're a newbie to recording. The only thing that is different is that when I'm recording, I have to hit a lot harder and press a lot harder because the Kemper does lose the detail, which an amp would never do. So here's a clip of me playing Cathedral by Van Halen. It's about a year ago on my tube amp. So now I'm going to play the same thing on my Kemper. I've turned the noise gate all the way down. Alright, and I'm going to... I haven't played this in a while, but here we go. The response just isn't the same. There's two things. This tone just doesn't sound as full unless you have it on full whack. I noticed that when I start rolling the volume down on the guitar, which is something I do a lot, especially in my solo work, it doesn't respond the same way an amp would, for me. So on my Pink guitar, I'll roll the volume down, can still be on the distorted channel, and I can play clean things on it. On the Kemper, there's just no way. The distorted channel is always going to be a distorted channel, even if you roll the volume off. You might have different results, but these are my results. I also feel like it sucks a lot of the life out of my hands when I'm playing. So my hands are freezing now, but... I just don't feel like my vibrato is... I'll turn the noise gate completely off. Just doesn't feel as wild as the real thing. When I play through a real amp, my playing just sounds crazy. But on the Kemper, it reins it in a little bit. So I do feel like it sucks some of the life out of my hands. I feel like the response isn't truly what a guitar is. So that's why I'll use the Kemper for the big shows. And now I'll show you, this is my Kiss tribute, where I use the Kemper all the time. And the sound guys love it because you just plug straight into the back. It's not too hot, you can just work with it straight away. However, the tone, for me, it's 80% of the way there. I don't think we haven't developed the technology yet where it is a tube amp beater. Tube amps are just unbelievable sounds. And I've never met anyone who could actually play guitar that disagrees. You're going to be offended by that, but whatever. Tube amps just are awesome. It does a great clean channel, great effects, but the distortions, it's really, really good, but it's not real. Alright, so here's my final thoughts. For recording, it is amazing. You can record pretty much record quality tracks all the patches are mix ready, so you can get your drums, get your bass, and just play guitar, and it'll have all the reverb and delay and things that you might not have even considered, and it's going to make your song sound really, really good. On the flip side, it's not so great for playing technical stuff unless you're a really, really clean, powerful player. So your legato's going to have to be harder, your tapping's going to be harder, your picking's going to be more aggressive, or a lot of them notes are just going to disappear because the Kemper needs full fat signal all the time. I think its ideal use would be in like a theatre pantomime, like a Michael Jackson tribute, something where there's a big range of sounds and you're really going to get the most out of what the Kemper has to offer. For me, live stuff, I'm going to for the metal stuff, I'm going to keep with the tube amp. Kemper's great for recording. Could you justify buying it? I don't know. I live and breathe the music industry. I'm always going to be doing it, so I can justify it. I've written demos with it. I'll probably do more recording with it, and I love it. Knowing what I know now, I'd still go out and buy one tomorrow for a recording, but I wouldn't be buying one thinking it's going to be the fix, you know, because you put a mic on your amp and it doesn't sound that great and you're going to buy a Kemper. It's not the easy fix. It's not going to make you sound great. You need to make the Kemper sound good. The Kemper is not going to make you sound good, whereas a normal amp kind of complements your playing. So yeah, it's 50-50. Sounds great, good for recording. Sucks your soul away. The other thing is that I've not heard anyone mention is the resale value, right? You ever seen these electronic shops, these second-hand electronic shops, usually full of unemployed people? Nah, that's a joke. But every year there's a new PlayStation, a new Xbox, a new football game or whatever, and the previous one, it goes to an eighth of its value, a quarter of its value. And if you own that when it's out of date, you're fucked. Kemper's going to be the same. It's not an amp, it's a computer that acts like an amp. One day they're going to release a new one. There'll be loads of new ones, and the resale value of that is going to be shit. I promise you. So if you can buy it and love it, then get one. But if the resale value is something you're considering, you think you can sell it on. If you're going to sell it on in a couple of months, great. They are still the second hand quite expensive, but don't think long term you're going to get your money back. JCM 800s, 900s, they're retaining their value. They've been going for decades, and you can still sell it for the same price that you bought one in 1985. But Kemper's going to be a bit different. It's a wonderful bit of kit, but it's a lot of money. I can justify, I'm making loads of money with the music stuff anyway, so it pays for itself. Just for pissing about at home, should you own one? I don't know. If you really want to get one. It is really good. It might be really impressive, but if you're a super technical 80s shredlord, really picky like me, it's not the holy grail everyone says it is, but it is fantastic. Eh? Sound like a politician. Well, I'm going to answer the question by not answering the question. And that's it. And don't forget to put on your Brexit shades tomorrow, because I just saw in the news that the sky is going to collapse in and all white men are going to get AIDS.